This video was brought to you by Markus Bil, Elbilmek, ABRP, Stormberg, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? We are now at Elbilmek and behind me here you see Kia Soul. This is 27 kilowatt hour, at least that's what it was originally. And you know, long story, but Elbilmek, they purchased two different Souls. Well, first they purchased this Soul, the one that I tested with the battery. You guys remember, this battery went to limp mode at 30%. And then Valdemar tried to fix this, and it turns out that the whole battery pack was in bad state or degraded, so he gave up that. But then he came over this other Soul that he went to buy. You remember when he ate the waffle in the car, right? There was a different Soul that had bad motor, but at least that Soul had an upgraded battery on warranty and also upgraded onboard charger. And then you saw in the video that he repaired the Soul. He tried to repair the motor, and then, well, he just put a refurbished motor in there. And then the way it ended up now was that he took that battery, that upgraded battery from the other Soul, and put it in here. So we now have a new Frankenstein. So it has okay motor, it has upgraded battery, and okay, well, onboard charger is original, but who cares? So we're gonna test now how good range do we have, how many kilowatt hour do we get, and also how fast do we charge, because as long as we have 135 amp CHAdeMO, we can actually get 65 kilowatt flat to 70%. So it's just insane, man. The new battery is way better. Look here. The car is done 107,000 kilometers. It is almost irrelevant. GOM claims 133 kilometers in winter. If this had the old battery, it would say something like, I don't know, 80 kilometers maybe. Yeah. And then here we have car scanner, and you see we have, okay, we're down to 99.5. I'm gonna top up soon. I'm just preheating right now. 99.5% and 3 okay volt, whatever. Availability, okay. Battery is cold. We'll see how much it heats up during the test now versus that quite degraded battery. And then here, state of health 110. Yeah, why not? And then minimum. Okay, so yeah, now I'm gonna plug in and then just top it back up to 100%, and then we do the, well, it's the same procedure as the degradation test, but it's the battery capacity test. All right, we are topping up now, and you see the car says 3 more minutes before we reach 100%. So the Souls, they have 7.4 kilowatt onboard charger, 32 amp, very nice. Well, except for that over here we have only around 3 kilowatt. But you see, this is, I just noticed that we get heat here even when we're AC charging and the car is on. This is a very nice feature. The German cars, you know, like e-Golf, as long as you're AC charging, you don't get heat. You get heat when you are DC charging. So okay, 1 more minute. Yeah, maybe I can just stop the heater, then it should just bloop, and then yeah, see, we're taking 2.7 kilowatt into the battery right now. Yeah, it should finish charging any minute now. Alright, we're on the move, and the consumption is quite low right now because we went downhill from Lierskogen. But yeah, so battery is slowly heating up. We will pay attention to that, see what happens. We're now down to 95.5%, and yeah, not much going on. You see, so outside temperature 4 degrees Celsius. And you see here that this is a quite cool screen. It shows you, what the heck, it seems like I have navigated somewhere, right? You see that climate takes less than 1 kilowatt because this car has heat pump, so it is very efficient at these temperatures. So you know, the first generation Soul had some problem with the battery, so they degraded because of somewhat poor design. You know, these batteries, they are air cool only, not liquid cool. So if you're lucky, you will get the battery replacement, which this, I mean, not this car, but the other car got. And you know, initially, the battery would be at around, well, what you actually get after losses should be something like maybe 26 kilowatt hour. But over time, they degrade down to maybe around 19 kilowatt hour nowadays. Somewhere, I don't know, 17 to 19 kilowatt hour. But the new battery here is supposed to have 29 kilowatt hour net capacity. So that's what we're going to find out. I have tested like a replaced battery before, and it was 29. So I believe this is the same, and also it should also have that increased charging power. So it's actually a lot better than the original battery. So if you are lucky to get this battery replacement under warranty, you're lucky then. But the problem is that it is a bit random whether Kia will replace it or not, because they just look at state of health, which is incorrect. It could claim, let's say, 75 or 80% state of health, but when you actually test it, you only get, let's say, 50% state of health. And Kia dealership, do they listen to the customers? Of course not. They know best. They're like, oh, we checked the BMS, yeah. So I don't know the story about the battery that came with this car, but yeah, I can ask maybe my follower, because it actually used to belong to one of my followers. So, but let's see then. Do we actually get 29 kilowatt hour? And you know what? Big shout out to Valdemar, because he Frankenstein this car, and it was just for fun. He wanted to learn stuff. He wanted to get more experience with repairing EVs, and he ended up with these cars, and he let me borrow it. And we are not even in April yet, and when I asked Valdemar, well, how long can I borrow it? He said to 1st of August. I was like, what? That's 4 months. So super generous of Valdemar to lend me the car. So thumbs up to Elbilmek. Yeah, they are one place you can repair your EV if it goes kaput. Yeah, and they're really nice people. I mean, yeah, they're my sponsor. I'm just saying this because they are my sponsor. But if you don't believe me, just make your EV break and then go to Elbilmek, or just visit them and have a coffee with them. Yeah, I guess they don't mind if you don't have a kaput car and if you want to visit them. So yeah, we just passed Gardermoen and we are down to 44% here, and look at the battery temperature. 10 to 12 degrees Celsius only, and outside we have 2 degrees Celsius. The battery temperature goes up really slow now, which is an indication that there is not too much internal resistance here compared to that quite degraded battery. We are now at the cleavage, and we have the blinking turtle. Well, you could pull out here, and we have 3% battery left. But you see, we still have 38 kilowatt power limit. This is more like it should be, because it was slowly dropping. Okay, I think this is deep enough. Let's see. I wonder if 16 to 20 degrees Celsius is enough to get maximum speed, though. Okay, so let's pull up one of these chargers. Wait, well, actually, I have to use this one. Lucky that it is available, because this is the only side that has the charging plug. Yeah, I'm gonna do a charging test here. Hopefully we get good speed. See, let's stop here and stop the test. So you see, consumption was 190 watt-hour per kilometer, and then we draw 122.4 kilometers. Yeah, now it has no range there, see. And then we have 3% left, so I can calculate how many kilowatt hour I have then. Okay, I calculate I have 24 kilowatt hour, and then I dropped to 2.5% now. And so that's actually 5 kilowatt hour less than the other car I suppose they got. So, but you see here that the volt difference is a bit high now, but is this as expected? Okay, let's plug it in then. This is not good, because doesn't seem like handshake is working. Normally handshake with CHAdeMO would be super stable, but it seems like the plug doesn't lock. Is it? Huh? Hey, what the heck? It's supposed to lock properly. Yeah, I tried several times now, so we might have to give up on this. And then this other charger here doesn't have CHAdeMO, only CCS. This is a bit scary, because we have 2.5% battery left, 35 kilowatt power limit. and we have to crawl over to a Kempower, but it's just a couple hundred meters away, so it should be safe, right? Let me see, over here, and then well, wasn't it over here that I ran out of juice with another Soul while testing some batteries? Okay, let's see then. Yeah, but it should be fine now. We're almost there. All right, at least we're charging now, but we'll probably not see more than 125 amp here. So because most CHAdeMO plugs all over the place, they are just 125 amp maxed, except for the one we tried previously. So yeah, you see, I have to try to get to another Ion. At least Ion, they seem to have 125 amp. No, sorry, 200 amp plugs. So yeah, I guess not much to see. We just how is this? I guess we just charge enough so we can go home. At least we didn't run out of juice this time. New day, new possibilities. We are now charging in the garage at home. You see that we are taking 4.7, around 5 kilowatt all the way to 99.5%. So you're topping it back to 100%, but this time we don't start with 1 degree Celsius in the battery. We start with 14 to 16 degrees. So yeah, we're gonna drive over to Rudshøgda. They have UFC chargers over there, and I don't know why it's called UFC, but the Ion chargers with supposedly 200 amp plugs. We're gonna test there. So that's 107 kilometers away. So I will see. I will try to just cruise at 90 or something, right? Okay, it finished charging. So I wonder, will we still get 24 kilowatt hour from the battery? Will we get more? Because you know the theory is that if the battery is warmer, it has a lower internal resistance, and then we should get more actual energy out of it and less heat loss, right? I mean, why did it heat up anyway when we were driving? Well, because of the internal resistance. So okay, let's reset some stuff and then off we go. We are now at Minnesund and the consumption is 206 watt-hour per kilometer. And I try to drive a little bit faster now. See, trying to match. I need roughly 220 watt-hour per kilometer. And then you see here, yeah, 34 kilometers done now. So it seems like the car is being slightly more optimistic today. If you take the driven distance plus GOM, that's more than we drove last night. So I mean, is the car slowly relearning the new battery and then kind of unlocking new capacity as we go? Okay, we'll see. But yeah, how is Mjøsen today then? Oh, it's 4 degrees Celsius. The bling. Oh, the ice is slowly melting here. Let me see. So when it comes to wind, it seems like we have a slight headwind. Yeah, and for the side, okay. But for a car that has done 107,000 kilometers, the interior looks like it is almost brand new. Very little wear and tear. Also, steering wheel tends to get some wear and tear, but also not that much visible here. And seats also looks really good. So it seems like Valdemars was lucky to find this car. We are now at the Rudshøgda, and this is charging heaven, man. There are so many chargers all over the place here, superchargers behind us. Okay, but the result this time is that we have 213 watt-hour per kilometer. We have driven 108.3 kilometers, and we have 2% left. So based on all these numbers, we have now 23.5 kilowatt hour. Yesterday we got 24. Why? Because I was driving faster, so everything makes sense. But seems like we cannot get more than around 24 kilowatt hour. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but let's plug in and see if we get around 65 kilowatt then. All right, we are charging now, getting, ooh, look at that, 175 amp, 60 kilowatt. I wonder if 175 amp is capped so that once the voltage goes up, then the power should increase. But yeah, this is some impressive shit, because with the original battery, you get only around 45, no, I think it was 47, 48 kilowatts. So yeah, not only if you're lucky and get a lot more battery capacity, you can also get this way nicer charging speed. So I'm going to record, well, actually you can see that I'm already recording this charging session. I'll document how it is, how long we can maintain that speed. Yeah, so it's weird because I can show you here. See, this is the the Ion charger, the same type we used yesterday, but then for some reason it didn't work. So yeah, fortunately these are the very few ones that uses this I don't know what it's called again, Sumitomo electric. That sounds Japanese. And these are 200 amp capable, whereas most other plugs, they are the cheaper and only 125 amp rated, and typically they'll be well, this is a different one, but they very often they use the Phoenix contact, but you can see that the cable here is a lot thinner, and I think it even says in the description is somewhere how many amps maybe. No, okay, whatever. But all right, so let's get back to the Soul, see how it goes now. Oh yeah, in the back here I have EcoFlow and a heater to keep it nice and warm. It is actually not that cold today, 8 to 9 degrees Celsius outside. Yeah, spring is finally coming. But okay, so back to the charging session. Look here, wow, even at 28%, we're taking 62 kilowatts still. Oh, I can't wait to try 500 kilometer challenge with this, and also YOLO test. Well, like 173 amps still, so it seems like 175 was just initially. So yeah, very nice. And then if you want to know more about how fast this car charges, you have to watch the charging video. We've been charging for almost 19 minutes and we are already at 83.5%. It went quite fast, amazingly fast, but then towards the end now it will throttle. But yeah, these Souls, they have been programmed to stop fast charging at 84%. And then in the later version, so the 30 kilowatt hour Soul, then it stops at 94%, just like classic Ioniq, also 94%. Wait a minute, apparently we can charge past 84%. We had 85, you see on the screen there, also on the screen here it says 85.5. Maybe it actually goes to 94% this time with new software. Okay, there it stopped at 94.5%. Interesting, cooling also stopped. Yeah, we have air-cooled battery. Right, let's head back home then. Oh, this is interesting. This time I'm hammering it, and you see the consumption is higher, 287 watt-hour per kilometer. But the battery has almost not cooled down at all. Min temp has dropped by 3 degrees Celsius, max temp has dropped by 1 degrees only. So it means that if you hammer like this, and the Germans here, then the battery might overheat. Wow, we need to test that. We need to go deep and then plug in and see what kind of speed we get. This is interesting. You see, when HVAC is on, right now the compressor is not running, so that's why climate is 0, but it's pulling some electronics. But if you turn off HVAC, see, this will drop. There's some power going to screen and light, but you still hear some fan, and that's the active cooling in the back, just like an Ioniq, classic Ioniq. So you know, these cars, they have air-cooled battery. It's like a Beetle. But I don't really see the temperature drop here. And then let's test something. If I stop the car, then the active cooling stops. Alright, charging is active, and immediately the cooling in the back also started. Yeah, I can hear the fans. Okay, no rapid gate here. Well, except for that the plug here is only 125 amp. So you see, we can at least maintain the maximum speed for now. Yeah, interesting. But it seems like this car is a bit thirsty, so hammering too fast is probably a bad deal. My gut feeling says that maybe you want to go at around 110 kilometers per hour only. We are now at 50%, and the battery has heated up slightly, but the active cooling is doing a good job of not overheating it. I wonder if rapid gate might occur at 50 degrees Celsius. So fortunately it is only 4 degrees outside. Maybe if it's 25 degrees, then it might rapid gate. I'm not sure, maybe we should test it one day. But okay, so at least no throttling. Yeah, that's good. Okay, fine, leg now back to Jessheim, and this time I cruise at only 115 kilometers per hour on the speedo, which is 110 GPS speed, and I will see if the max temp here will drop at all during this drive back now. It's only around 35 kilometers back to Jessheim. We are back home, and the battery temperature did drop a little bit. We are now plugged in, and one nice thing is that now the car is off, but I hear that the cooling is active. So but the cooling was not active when the car was off and not plugged in. So I think if you want to preserve the battery in a Soul, you need to stay plugged in. It almost doesn't matter how slow you're charging, it seems like, because now we are actively cooling the battery. So we will check out now. It's almost 7 in the evening. I'm going to check out in a couple of hours and see if it has cooled down much. But let me check also outside. I want to see in the thermal camera. You see, this is interesting. If we look here, this part here is a bit warm because it's the foam that is in the trunk. And also we have some trunk covers here. They should also have some heat, yeah. But here, so there's the fan, and there's the exit. So you can see that the exit here holds around, let's see if I can measure it, 27, 28 degrees Celsius. But actually we get heat here. We get free heat dumped into the trunk. Maybe I should hack a bit and then keep the trunk open like this. Because in winter we will actually get lots of free heat, but I'm also trying to find out if it's dumped somewhere else. But you see, this is a bit interesting design. It just dumps it in the trunk. I don't see any exits, other than that it looks a bit warmer there. But where does it pull in the heat, pull in the cold air? There must be from the cabin somewhere, right? Okay, it's not here. Unlike classic Ioniq. Classic Ioniq would have air vents around here in the middle seat and the rear seat. But here, I'm not sure where the inlet is. I have to ask Valdeberg, maybe he knows. It's been 2 hours now, and the battery temperature dropped to 31 degrees Celsius. So I noticed that it's tend to drop a bit fast in the beginning, but once it reached around 35, then it went a lot slower. But the cooling is actually still active, but it seems like it has gone in a lower intensity now. Yeah, I can feel it here that it's still blowing, but the air now feels kind of cold. So yeah, I wonder if it'll just keep cooling down all the way until either until charging stops. That's my guess. But this is interesting. It means that if you want to cool down the battery faster, if you care about battery care, you should plug it in after a long fast charging session, and you guess that the battery should be warm. But versus if you just keep the car parked without plugging in, it could seem like then the cooling doesn't run, and then it takes a lot longer before it cools down, which means that there is slightly more degradation. Maybe that's what happened with some cars with more degradation than others, because heat with the old chemistry seems to be a bad combination. So yeah, interesting. But now I need to do some more tests with this car. So first thing I need to do actually is to try to drive at different speeds versus some charging and see what the optimal travel speed is. That's yeah, normally I don't do that for 1,000 kilometer challenge. I just hammer at the maximum speed I should be going. But here I'm not sure. Is it 100? Is it 110? Is it 120 kilometers per hour? Well, there's only one way to find out. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.